Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to another episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cobold, here with my guy, Max Faulkner. We are joining you here on Monday, March 11th, 6 days away from Selection Sunday.
Countdown is on, Cole Breezy. Countdown is on.
Woo! Wow. But we are joining you here on a special Monday to break down the top 7 conference tournaments, going through the brackets. And for this one, boys and girls, we got the SEC. Max, in my opinion, the SEC was the second best conference, if not the best. You know, you can argue with the Big 12. You can argue it, but definitely a top 2 conference this year. What do you think?
Oh, easily. Go Breezy, I was looking at the bracket today. They're playing in Nashville. The freaking tournament's in Nashville. I got to look up tickets, man. I got to be looking up tickets.
Come on.
Maybe I could steal something here. I'm going to go on Vivid Seats. I got $42 worth of backlog or whatever, rewards or whatever. Who knows? Maybe it's a free ticket.
Yeah, you got to look at that. You got to look at that for sure.
Yeah.
You got to look at that for sure. Max, let's get into our first team, all SEC. Who is your player of the year in the SEC conference this season?
You know, the SEC is stacked. They are stacked. Stacked with teams, stacked with players. But there's one guy. There was one guy that stands out. And Cole Breezy, correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy might be number 2 in the entire nation for player of the year, behind Zach Edey, of course. I got Dalton Knecht. Dalton Knecht is having a phenomenal season, taking those Tennessee Volunteers to the next level. We kept on bringing it up, Cole Breezy. Tennessee, all they needed is to figure out how to score the damn ball. Well, when you have a defense like they have, and you have an offensive scorer in Dalton Knecht, this is a Final Four looking team. It's too soon to tell, I know. Okay, we'll see matchups, but they're scary good. Who do you got, Cole Breezy? Who's your number 1?
I agree, Dalton Knecht, the transfer from Northern Colorado. He's my SEC player of the year. 21.4 points per game, led the SEC, was 12th in the nation, almost 5 boards, shot 47% from the floor, 41% from deep. Dalton Knecht, he's made himself into an NBA player. He's next level for sure.
He's long.
Very long. Jeez. Very long. Hit the weight room too over the summer. Who's your next guy on your all SEC team?
Now, I think we might have some discrepancies now. I think we're going to be up and down here. But I think we probably have a pretty good idea of what the top 5 is. Maybe. But I actually got Janai Broome from Auburn at number 2. Dude, this guy is a beast. That's sitting at 6'10", averaging 16.8 points, 8.5 boards. He shoots the long ball very well. Love the guy. I got him as my number 2, leading those Auburn Tigers.
I got him right there with you, Max.
Oh, okay.
Tied for 9th in scoring, 2nd in the SEC in rebounding, 2nd in the SEC with 2.3 blocks per game, 2nd in the SEC shooting 55% from the floor. Janai Broome, he had a hell of a season.
Heck yeah.
He's on my first team, no doubt. Who's your next guy, Max?
Next guy, I mean, this is a guy that was just an elite scorer all season, leading those Kentucky Wildcats into a number 2 seed going into this SEC tournament. I got Antonio Reeves, baby, averaging 20.2 points per game with 4.3 rebounds. Shoots over 50% from the field, Cole Breezy, 50.7, 88% from the free throw line, and 44% beyond the arc. Pure scorer. How about you, Cole Breezy? Can you match me?
Very efficient. Antonio Reeves is on my first team. He's my 4th guy for sure. Okay. 3rd in the conference in scoring. Okay. And like you said, those shooting percentages, they're up there. They're up there. Who's your next guy, Max?
Well, who's your number 3?
Your number 4, Mark Sears.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. 21
you go for it. Yeah.
21.1 points per game. 2nd in the conference. 4 boards. Pretty good from your point guard. Yeah. 4.1 assists, was tied for 6th in the SEC. 51% from the floor, 86% from the line, 44% from deep. Mark Sears was also stroking that thing this year. High scoring offense. Mark Sears, first team for me. You too?
Oh, yeah. He's at my number 4, right behind Antonio Reeves. Leader on the floor. He's the reason why Alabama is doing, incredibly well. Averaging the most points in college basketball, by the way.
Yeah. And here, the 5th spot usually is a guy I think we've had pretty much different every conference. Yep. Give me your last guy for first team all SEC.
I'm going to go to a team that I have a feeling a lot of people were not thinking much of this season. Maybe I know that going into this year, I wasn't thinking that the Florida Gators were going to have the year that they've had. I got Walter Clayton Jr. averaging 17 points per game, baby. 17 points per game at 1.1 steals per game. He shoots 85% from the line, 35.9% from beyond the arc. His field goal percentage is at 43%, which isn't as good as we would want. But he is leading these Florida Gators on an elite team that rebounds the ball, one of the best in the nation, with 43 rebounds per game. Who is your number 5, Cole Breezy?
I'm right there with you, Max.
Hey,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Walter Clayton Jr., 6th in the SEC in scoring and 43% shooting. Walter Clayton, Florida. People are sleeping on the Gators right now. I feel like they're a sleeping giant.
Yes.
With all those big men.
Yes.
I think this was the first conference that we had all 5 guys the same. I will shout out Reed Shepherd. He was my next guy. First guy on the second team. Listen to this, Max. He's the first Division I freshman to average 4 plus rebounds, 4 plus assists, 2 plus steals, and 2 plus threes per game since Jay Williams in 1999-2000.
Okay. All right.
First Division I freshman, over 4 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 threes. Great season for Reed Shepherd. Great season.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Top 25 Wooden Award. I'm not sure, but hell of a season.
Yeah.
Max, let's talk about the Coach of the Year in the SEC. You look back. What did this team do last year? What was preseason expectations going into this season? Coach of the Year, it's always up for debate. Always has multiple names and multiple guys that could win. Who's your SEC Coach of the Year?
I would be shocked if you didn't choose this guy as SEC Coach of the Year. I'm talking Lamont Paris from South Carolina, right? The Gamecocks, 25-6.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? No one thought anything about the Gamecocks. Okay, I know I said Florida. No one's thinking anything about Florida this year. You definitely weren't thinking about anything when it comes to South Carolina. Okay. Lamont Paris has led this team to the dance and a very high seed in this year's SEC tournament. I can't wait to see them in March Madness, Cole Breezy. Who do you got? Can you second that?
I'm with you. If you're picking anybody else, I mean, you could maybe throw it at Rick Barnes, maybe, but he could get a couple votes. But Lamont Paris, no doubt about it. The Gamecocks of South Carolina were 11-21 last year. 11-21 last year. Preseason picked in the basement. Preseason picked 14th in the SEC. They finished 5th. They were tied with how many teams were tied here?
4. It might have been.
Yeah, 4 teams tied.
Yeah.
So Kentucky, Auburn, Bama, and South Carolina all at 13-5. They lose the tiebreakers. They get the 5 seed. Lamont Paris in his second year with South Carolina after leaving Chattanooga. Okay. Took Chattanooga to the tournament. Takes the South Carolina job. Lamont Paris, he's going to get National Coach of the Year votes. South Carolina, they hadn't been ranked since February 2017. They jumped all the way up to 15 right off the bat, went up to 11 or 12. That was almost a top 10 team there for a little bit. I'm excited, like you, to see what the Gamecocks can do in March.
Heck yeah. I'm betting on a first round win. I'm betting on it. Come on.
Oh, guaranteeing it? Guaranteeing it right now.
Why am I even saying that? Yeah, I know once I get the matchups and I start tinkering with the numbers a little bit, I might be like, why did I say that? So,
you never know.
You never know.
Let's get into the meat of this SEC podcast and go through the bracket, making pick by pick on these matchups, Max. First game on Wednesday, the first round, we got the 12-13 matchup. The Razorbacks of Arkansas, preseason pick to be 3rd in the conference. They end up being 12th. They're taking on sad-ass Vandy, seeded 13th. These two teams played. these two teams played at Arkansas this year only once, and Vandy got them by 3. Do you think Vandy can get them again, Max?
Wow, Vanderbilt is terrible. They suck. It sucks to say that because I'm living here in Nashville and I want to root for some Nashville teams, but I'm still going to go with the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm taking them. I picked the Razorbacks to go to the Final Four, just as like one of the preseason. Everyone preseason.
Yeah, that's right.
I just threw it out there. I was like, you know what? upset Kansas last year. They brought back a lot of guys. I think I think they can go even further than they did last year. And then, yeah, they definitely queefed on me, right in my face. I got pink eye from it.
Oh,
Yeah, geez, I'll tell you right now. But they're led by a guy in Tremont Mark. He's averaging 16.7 points. You know, he shoots 48% from the field, 79.9% from free throw, and 37% from beyond the arc. I think he's the guy that can lead them at least into this first round past Vanderbilt, get some redemption for having such a shitty season.
Trayvon Mark, the transfer from Houston. Imagine if he was still with Kelvin Sampson in the boys.
Seriously.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
Seriously.
goodness. I'm with Arkansas with you here. Get a little payback against Vandy. Vandy blows. You talk about pink eye from Arkansas. It sounds like it might have been double pink eye because you took another SEC team.
I did,
to
didn't
go to
I?
the Final Four.
I did.
So two SEC teams before you even knew you were moving to Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Well, no. I think. Wait. I don't
you
remember.
moved before.
I think I was here.
We're both on Arkansas on that one. The other first round matchup, the 11-14 game, the Bulldogs of Georgia taking on the Tigers of Missouri. 0-18 Missouri in the SEC. One of 4, 5, or 6 teams that go winless in their conference. DePaul being another one that we'll talk about later. But Missouri 0-18 in the conference. Can they win this one, Max, over Georgia?
No. Georgia's a better team. Georgia's not a very good team, though. They're a better team, but they're not much better, to be perfectly honest. No. Well, they're better. They're better. Okay, that's all I got to say. There's not much to talk about. They only have 2 guys on the team that are averaging at least 12 points per game. Everyone else is below 10. So there's nothing really to be excited about. They shoot 43% from the field. So if you're a Georgia fan, sorry, this isn't going to be a far tournament for you. But they're at least going to get past Mizzou.
Second round matchups on Thursday, the 14th. First one, the 8-9. Another Tiger LSU against the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. This one's going to be a good one. These two teams played once at LSU, and Mississippi State got them by 20.
Whoa.
At LSU. Max, because of that, I got Mississippi State moving on.
Oh, nice pick. I'm just going to second that real quick for you. Yeah, Mississippi State, Cobrizi, has 2 guys on the team that are averaging at least 16.3 points per game. There's 6 guys deep, but those are the 2 guys that only score. So, this is a bubble team, Cobrizi. If they win 2 here, 21-13 going into the dance, I think they could slip in pretty easily.
We'll talk about it, yeah, if they can beat Tennessee in this next game, but
I don't think it's happening.
We'll get there. Second game in the second round on Thursday, we got the Gamecocks of South Carolina and both of our coach of the year in the SEC, Lamont Paris. They're sitting there waiting. Probably going to be the Razorbacks going to meet them. These 2 teams played once at Arkansas. South Carolina got them by 13. I'm going Gamecocks, Max.
Yeah.
Down year for Eric Musselman and his Razorbacks. He kept his shirt on this year. He wants to he wants to rip it off after he beats the Jayhawks and whoever the fuck else he beat last year, but he kept it on this season. Arkansas sucks. Gamecocks move on.
Gamecocks move on. They have 3 guys on the team averaging at least 10.3 points per game. They're deep too, Cobrizi. Oh my goodness. Am I counting 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on the bench or coming off the 2 extra guys coming off the bench? Ooh, man, they're deep. They play hard defense. That's why they're good. Offensive numbers, a little shaky, but they play hard defense and force you to take bad shots.
Next second round matchup, the 7-10 matchup, the Aggies of Texas A&M taking on the Rebels of Ole Miss. These 2 teams played twice this year, each team winning on the road. Ole Miss by 3, Texas A&M by 26. Max, your guy Wade Taylor, I think he's going to have a good one here. I got the Aggies moving on.
Oh, baby.
Ole Miss. See you.
Yes. I actually do have Ole Miss. I have Ole Miss. I'm picking them to have the upset. One of the only upsets probably in this SEC tournament that I'm calling anyway. They have, Cobrizi, they have 4 guys on the team that are averaging at least 12.5 points per game. Okay, they can score. Okay, they got some guys that can score. The problem is it only looks like they're playing about 5 guys. 5, maybe 6. We can maybe say 6. Maybe. They're not shooting too hot, but I really like Coach Beard, man. I really like Coach Beard. I think that this is a team. I would say bubble because you look at 20-11, you're like, well, that's a lot of wins, to get up there.
But
But there's what is it, 7-11 in the
yeah,
SEC? Yeah, that's not
yeah,
good. I don't.
yeah.
They have to make a run here in this SEC tournament if they want to try to squeeze into the dance. But hey, I think this win against the Aggies at least gets them a little bit more hope.
Mm-hmm. And the Aggies, I think, are on the bubble too. I think the Aggies are on the bubble.
Yeah, yeah.
I
This is a good game. This is a great
I
game.
got I got Ole Miss 7-11 in the conference, losing this one. I I don't think they're close. They're out. Oh, Texas A&M moving on for me. The last second round matchup, we got we both got the Bulldogs moving on the 11 seed to play the 6 seed Florida Gators. These two teams met twice this year. Florida got them both times. First one by 4 in overtime, the next one by 6. So those are both good games, Max.
Hmm.
Florida able to get a clean sweep over the Dogs because that's tough to do. You know that.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to do, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're doing it. They are going to do it. Dude, Florida's underrated. 84.9 points per game, 43 rebounds per game.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah,
Eesh.
yeah, yeah.
They only shoot 45.7 from the field. Okay. That's something to work on. 71% for the free throw line ain't bad. Beyond the arc, they are definitely shaky at 33.9%. Okay. It would be nice to get those numbers up. But points per game and rebounds per game, oh my goodness. They have a lot of possessions to try to continue to boost their stats. I got Florida, baby.
Florida actually leads the nation with those 43 rebounds per game.
Damn.
So just
Damn.
yeah. So I got Florida with you too. The dogs, they get it done on the turf. They're not getting it done on the hardwood. So Gators moving on. Quarterfinal matchups on Friday. We got the 1 seed Vols of Tennessee sitting there waiting. We got them taking on the 9 seed Bulldogs of Mississippi State. These two teams played at Mississippi State, one matchup this season. The Bulldogs got them by 5, baby. Mississippi State got them
Ooh.
this year. Do you see redemption for Rick Barnes in Tennessee, or can Mississippi State get him again?
Definitely some redemption is coming, boys. I'll tell you right. Meow. Right,
Mm.
meow. And the fact that Tennessee is averaging 80 points per game this season, that's such a big boost. I don't know how many times I got to bring it up. 39 rebounds per game, 17 assists per game, plus
Solid.
one of the best defensive teams in the game. They're going to
Solid.
get some redemption. They're going to win this one. I got Tennessee. But quick question, Cobra. Actually, who do you got, Cobrizi? Go ahead and say it real quick.
I got Tennessee.
Okay.
I think that this one's going to be closer than what people are thinking, though.
I'm going to bring this up. If Mississippi State beats Tennessee, are they in? Will they be in?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that
Yeah.
that would be the deciding factor to get Mississippi State in. So you know that they have a lot on the line. So it's going to be a great game, everyone.
Yeah. But we got them losing, so I think they're out. I think they're out.
Yep.
Next quarterfinal matchup we got on Friday. We got the Auburn Tigers sitting there at the 4 seed. We both got them taking on the 5 seed Gamecocks.
Oof.
This one's going to be a good one.
Yes.
Defensive battle. These two teams played once at Auburn this year. Max, I don't know if you remember this one, but Auburn got them. Auburn beat down the Gamecocks 101-61, a 40 piece.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boys.
You beat someone by 40. I think they got the upper hand. Auburn, Bruce Pearl, moving on.
I also have Auburn with Johnny Broom at the next elite level player.
Johnny.
Ooh my. Oh, sorry, Janai. Don't hurt me, Johnny. Don't hurt me. I know you get upset when people call you Johnny, but man, it's going to be a defensive game. It'll be a defensive game, but the Auburn Tigers, they might have a better defense than the Gamecocks. Honestly,
They do.
there you go. There you go.
Definitely rated better.
And Auburn scores 83.5 points per game, 38 rebounds per game, 18 assists per game. They're just a better overall team. Let's go Tigers.
Next quarterfinal matchup, we got the Wildcats and John Calipari sitting there at the 2 seed. You got them taking on Ole Miss. I got them taking on Texas A&M. Kentucky played at Texas A&M this year. Overtime game, the Aggies got them by 5. The Aggies got Kentucky by 5. Revenge game. Revenge game for Antonio Reeves, Reed Shepard, Rob Dillingham. Those boys are going to go off. Kentucky moves on.
Kentucky moves on. They got 5 guys averaging at least 10.3 points per game. They're averaging 89.5 points per game, 17.5 assists, 37.7 rebounds. They play, I mean, according to steals and blocks, their defense looks good, but their defense sucks because they give up like 90 points a game, it seems like, from the games that I'm watching. But they shoot such a high percentage, Breezy, 49.7% from the field, 77.4% from the free throw line, and 41% from beyond the arc. My goodness, this offense is elite.
Whoa.
Elite. I would like to see them go up against the Detroit Pistons in the NBA. They might beat them.
I cannot agree with that, but they do have NBA players up and down this roster, no doubt about it. Kentucky moves on. Last quarterfinal matchup on Friday. Maybe the best matchup of the quarterfinals here. The 3-6, Alabama, Florida. These two teams played twice this year. Each team winning at home. Alabama by 5 in overtime. And Florida whipped that ass 105-87. Max, we talk about how the Gators lead the nation in rebounding with 43 a game. Alabama's small. They like to get up and down. They want to score. They don't want to guard people. They don't want to box out. They don't want to get hit with an elbow in the paint. Florida, baby. Moving on.
You got Florida.
Alabama, wow. Mark Sears, they lose their first game in the SEC tournament. Florida moving on.
Wow. Now, you say that they don't want to go get rebounds. Breezy, Alabama's averaging 39.7 rebounds per game. That's pretty high. That's pretty high for a small team. For a small team, they still go after it. But yeah, you're right. Their leading rebounder averages 5.7 rebounds per game. You know, so that is definitely something to consider. But 90.8 points per game, 16 assists per game. They play some defense, decently, and 47.8% field goal percentage. I got Alabama. It was a coin flip for me. I definitely had to go back and forth on it, but I am going to go with Alabama. I like the leadership in Mark Sears.
39.7 rebounds for Bama. That's third in the SEC. Better than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
But ain't going to get 39 rebounds in this one. We're opposite here. Semifinal matchups on Saturday. I believe we both have Tennessee and Auburn in that first game, Max.
We do.
This one's going to be a good one. Bruce Pearl against his former team. This is the Bruce Pearl Bowl right here. Both these teams are top 5 at KenPom, top 6 defensively at KenPom, top 8 in the net. These two teams, top 6 in the net, sorry. These two teams both have Final Four aspirations. Where are you going here, Max?
Very tight game. Tight game. Both teams play hard defense, but Tennessee has got the upper hand with the. Well, actually, technically, Auburn has the upper hand because they are averaging more points per game. But I am going to go Tennessee. I think Tennessee is the better team, more experience, have multiple guys that can score the ball rather than just Janai Baroum. So I'm going with Dalton Knecht and the Tennessee Volunteers, baby.
I think Dalton Knecht has a big one here. Zakai Ziegler. He was on my second team, all SEC. Auburn's good. Auburn's good. They got Final Four aspirations, but there's something about them. I haven't put my finger on them yet that I'm not taking them in this game. Okay. Tennessee, I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Other semifinal matchup, I got Kentucky, Florida down there. Mm-hmm. Those two teams played twice this year. Let me go back real quick because I didn't say Auburn at Tennessee. Tennessee got them by 8. So Tennessee got them by 8 in their only matchup at home.
Okay.
But Kentucky, Florida, in my other semifinal matchup here, they split their season series, each team winning on the road.
Oh.
Kentucky by 2, Florida by 3 in overtime.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay,
baby. Kentucky, Florida, nice little matchup here. A lot of NBA players for Kentucky. I've been on them for a little bit. You know, they've been consistent. Like you said earlier, the defense is improving, but it's still not where it needs to be. Florida could get this one. Florida could get this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one I want to watch for sure, but I'm gonna have Kentucky because I think they can score easier. They got more guys that can go. Florida with that size could get it done, but I'm going Kentucky to go to the finals here.
I won't waste any more time, Cole Breezy. I also have Kentucky. I think that I have them against Alabama. I think Kentucky is quicker. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, 115 to 112, because Kentucky don't like to play defense. But it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I got Kentucky. Those elite scorers are, man, they're going to have a field day.
Kentucky, Bama, that'd be a sexy matchup. Offensively at Ken Palm, they're both top 6. Defensively, Kentucky 93rd, Alabama 102nd. Holy shit.
Oh, jeez. 115 to 112.
That sets up the same championship matchup in the SEC. The top 2 seeded teams. Now, Kentucky was 13-5, like we said, tied with 4 other teams, but they were the 2 seed. Tennessee, Kentucky. These 2 teams played twice this year. Each team winning on the other's home court. Tennessee won theirs by 11. And Kentucky, of course, got theirs at Tennessee 2 days ago by 4. It was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Max, Tennessee is just rated better. Not offensively. Kentucky has a better offense, efficiency-wise. But Tennessee's the better team. They're the better coach team. They're the more experienced team. They don't have more NBA players. They're not the more talented team, I don't think. But I think Tennessee is better than Kentucky. I think Tennessee, with a win here, gets a 1 seed, gets that last 1 seed that we feel is up for grabs. Rick Barnes, Dalton Knecht, Zakai Ziegler, Jonas Adu. Them boys are cutting down the nets in Nashville.
Love that pick. I'm also going with Tennessee. The experience is what gets them, Cole Breezy. The experience, the fact that they've been there. They've been on the court together. They've been working hard together with them and Rick Barnes completing that team by getting Dalton Knecht over here. I love a team that's been together for a while. And, Kentucky, they're always a bunch of players, a bunch of freshmen, a bunch of new guys, a bunch of NBA players. And like you said, experience surpasses talent. In college basketball, anyway. I would say experience surpasses talent. I got Tennessee, baby. Man, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to see them cut down the nets.
Hey, you got to look. You got to look. Let's check out these teams real quick. I think Tennessee's got a 1 seed. You going to disagree with that?
If they win this, if they win the SEC, I think they got that 1 seed. Quick question. If Kentucky wins, do you think they have the 1 seed?
Nah?
All right.
Nah. 8 losses already. I'll give him I could see him slipping up there to a 2, though.
7 losses for Tennessee right now.
That is true. Just saying. That is true. I'd give Kentucky a 2 if they win it. I don't think they're gonna win it, so I'd say 3 to 5 for them, 3 to 5 seed for Kentucky. I'd say 3 to 5 for Alabama and Auburn. Also, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
South Carolina a little bit lower.
Yeah, I could see a 5. I could see a 5 or probably a 6, 5 or 6.
I could see 5, 6 for South Carolina, maybe a 6, 7 for Florida.
Yep.
Texas A&M boys, you got them losing first game. I got them winning 1 and then losing.
19 and 14. You think they're in at 19 and 14?
I think they're in.
Okay. All right.
I think they sneak in.
Good old Buzz.
A lot of buzz about Buzz. Mississippi State at 19 and 12. What we got them? We got them winning 1 and losing 1. So 20 and 13. Losing record in the SEC. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
If they beat Tennessee, they're in. If they beat Tennessee, they're in.
I'm gonna say no on LSU, no on Ole Miss, no on Georgia. I got 6 locks, and then Texas A&M and Mississippi State. They're on the bubble for me.
Sure, I'll agree with you on that, Cole Breezy.
Anything else you got on your Tennessee Volunteers in the SEC, Max?
SEC has a handful of good teams, everyone, that can fight for the Final Four. In Tennessee, Kentucky, I will even throw in Auburn. I think that those are the big time names that I think they could squeak in there. I know some people might say Alabama. There's something about Alabama that's making me cringe a little bit.
The defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yes.
I think Florida can be a dark horse with that size.
I do.
That's a dark horse.
I definitely slept on Florida there. Yeah,
I don't want to talk about them too much because I don't want to overhype them.
Yeah,
I'm going to be on them.
Let's settle down. All right.